Hello, young explorers. Today we're going on a fun adventure into the world of inverse trigonometric functions. Don't worry if that sounds tricky. By the end of this video, you'll see how simple and exciting it can be. We'll use colorful graphics and easy examples to help you understand every step. So get ready to discover something new and amazing about math. Let's start with the basics. Trigonometry is a part of math that helps us understand the relationship between the sides and angles of triangles. Imagine a triangle with 3 sides and 3 corners. Trigonometry helps us figure out how long the sides are or how big the angles are, just by knowing a little bit about the triangle. Isn't that cool? Before we talk about inverse trigonometric functions, let's meet their friends: sine, cosine, and tangent. These are special math functions that help us find missing sides or angles in a triangle. Think of them as magical tools that make solving triangle mysteries much easier. Now, what does inverse mean? Imagine you have a magic box. If you put in a number and get a result, the inverse helps you go backward, from the result back to the number you started with. Inverse trigonometric functions help us find the angle when we already know the side ratios. It's like solving a puzzle backwards. Sometimes we know the sides of a triangle but want to find out the angle. That's when inverse trigonometric functions come to the rescue. They help us figure out the mystery angle using the information we already have. It's like being a math detective. Let's start with the first inverse function, arcsin, also called inverse sine. If you know the sine of an angle, arcsin helps you find out what the angle is. For example, if sine of an angle is 0.5, arcsin tells you the angle is 30 degrees. Isn't that amazing? Imagine you have a triangle and you know the ratio of the opposite side to the hypotenuse. If that ratio is 0.5, you can use arcsin to find the angle. It's like having a secret code and using arcsin as the decoder to reveal the hidden angle. Next up is arcos, or inverse cosine. If you know the cosine of an angle, arcos helps you find the angle itself. For example, if the cosine is 0.5, arcos tells you the angle is 60 degrees. It's another magical math tool. With arcos, you look at the ratio of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse. If you know this ratio, arcos helps you find the angle. It's like having a math key that unlocks the answer to your triangle question. Now let's meet arctan, or inverse tangent. If you know the tangent of an angle, arctan helps you find out what the angle is. For example, if the tangent is 1, arctan tells you the angle is 45 degrees. Another cool math trick. Arctan uses the ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side. If you know this ratio, arctan helps you find the angle. It's like having a math treasure map that leads you straight to the answer. You might see inverse trigonometric functions written in different ways. For example, arcsin can also be written as sin, arcos as cos, and arctan as tan. Don't let the symbols confuse you. They all mean the same thing, finding the angle from a ratio. Let's use a real-life example. Imagine you have a ladder leaning against a wall. If you know how high the ladder reaches and how far it is from the wall, you can use inverse trigonometric functions to find the angle between the ladder and the ground. That's super useful for building and safety. Imagine you're at the playground and want to know how steep a slide is. If you measure the height and the length of the slide, you can use arcsin to find the angle. Math helps make playtime even more interesting. Did you know you can use a calculator to find inverse trigonometric functions? Most calculators have buttons for sin, cos, and tan. Just enter the ratio, press the button, and the calculator gives you the angle. It's like having a math wizard in your pocket. Inverse trigonometric functions aren't just for school, they're everywhere. Engineers use them to build bridges, pilots use them to fly planes, and even animals use angles to jump or fly. Math is all around us, making the world work smoothly. Game designers use inverse trigonometric functions to make characters move and jump at the right angles. So, the next time you play your favorite video game, remember that math is helping your character leap and run perfectly. Artists use angles to draw and design beautiful pictures. Inverse trigonometric functions help them get the right perspective and make their art look real. Math and art go hand in hand. Athletes and coaches use inverse trigonometric functions to plan the perfect shot or jump. Whether it's basketball, soccer, or gymnastics, knowing the right angle can make all the difference in winning the game. Builders and architects use inverse trigonometric functions to design safe and strong buildings. They make sure walls and roofs are at the right angles so everything stands tall and sturdy. Math keeps us safe. Sailors and pilots use inverse trigonometric functions to find their way across the sea or sky. By knowing distances and directions, they can calculate the right angle to reach their destination safely. Math guides the way. Scientists use inverse trigonometric functions to measure heights, distances, and even the stars in the sky. With math, they can explore and understand the universe better. Isn't it amazing how math helps us discover new things? You might not notice, but you use angles every day. When you throw a ball, ride a bike, or even cut a slice of pizza, you're using angles. Inverse trigonometric functions help us understand and use these angles better. Engineers use inverse trigonometric functions to design robots, cars, and even spaceships. Technology relies on math to work properly and safely. So every time you see a cool gadget, remember that math made it possible. The best way to get good at inverse trigonometric functions is to practice. Try solving simple triangle puzzles or use a calculator to find angles. The more you practice, the easier it gets, and soon you'll be a math superstar. Do you know that people have used trigonometry for thousands of years? Ancient Egyptians and Greeks used it to build pyramids and temples. Inverse trigonometric functions are part of a long and exciting math adventure. Let's quickly review what we've learned. Inverse trigonometric functions help us find angles when we know side ratios. Arcsin, arcos, and arctan are the main ones. They're used in games, art, sports, science, and more. Math is everywhere. Math is full of surprises and fun discoveries. The more you explore, the more you'll find ways to use math in your life. Inverse trigonometric functions are just one of the many cool tools you can use. Keep learning and exploring. Congratulations! You've learned about inverse trigonometric functions and how they help us find angles in triangles. Remember, every time you solve a math puzzle, you're becoming a better explorer. Keep up the great work and have fun with math. Thank you for joining us on this math adventure. We hope you had fun learning about inverse trigonometric functions. Remember, math is your friend and can help you solve all kinds of puzzles. See you next time for more exciting math journeys.